You're live. Oh no. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, please run. Oh, shoot. Come on. You son of a gun. There we go. There we go. All right. Should be live here. Microphone is on. Camera is up. Get this a little bit more squared away. Okay. I'm gonna wait here for a little bit. Well, that actually works really good. Just slide it over a little bit. More centered. There we go. Much better. Much better. I'm gonna put this behind. Here we go. Welcome to, oops. Welcome to webinar. Please. Questions. Comments in the chat. I will take questions at the end. Respond to questions at the end of the webinar. Okay. Got it going a little bit early here. We are live. Let's see who else is out here. Once you join us, please say hi in the chat and let me know who you are. Okay. Another couple minutes here. See, we got 2 people on. For those of you watching, we'll just kind of have some fun conversation while we're waiting to get started. This is the first venture of a YouTube live for me. So learning a little bit. Oh, I see Marissa has joined us. Ah, thanks for joining us. Hand wave. So this is the first venture. It took me quite a while to figure out how to get my camera to operate because there's a really cool app that uses your cell phone camera as a webcam. And as most of you know, cell phones now have fantastic cameras in them. And so there's this cool app. It was, I think it was like under $10, and I get a lifetime license to use my cell phone as my webcam. And I can shoot in HD. I can get fantastic clear footage. Makes my hair look fabulous. You can see how this is going to go today. We're going to have fun. Excellent. It's 10 o'clock. We're just going to wait another minute or so just to see if there's anybody else who wants to jump on and join. I know we had some other people say they were going to view today, but I know how people's schedules can get sometimes, and these were business people, so we're not sure. Hey, Marissa, since you are on, can you hear me okay? Can you give me a thumbs up or something in the chat that says yes, that my volume is good and you can hear everything? All righty. Loud and clear. Thank you. Excellent. I do like talking into this microphone. For those of you who know me, I have never shied away from talking in front of a crowd. Usually it's like, ooh, can I please? Do I get a microphone? So yeah, that's me. That's me. All right. My lighting is on. Camera's rolling. I see we're live. Big red live box in the upper left-hand corner. That means good. Okay. See you and hear you. Thank you. I see that. It looks like I'm not sure how to pronounce that, so I don't want to mess it up, but so-and-so mom, I see you. Thank you for jumping in there. Got you. Stephanie, thank you. Thank you very much for joining us today, Stephanie. I appreciate it. Well, this is going to be fun. We're at 10:02, so I think I'm going to get started here in just a minute. I'll kind of start with a brief introduction so you guys know who I am, a little bit about me, where I come from, and why I do what I do. My name is Todd Hendricks. I am the owner of People First Coaching and Consulting. I have had a career in education as a teacher and assistant principal. I've been a ministry leader. I have been a trainer for just about every organization and business that I've worked for. I currently work in real estate and also doing People First Coaching and Consulting. So that's a little bit about me. I would say, probably 2 decades of experience in leadership. Just about every role I have been in has been in leadership in some way, shape, or form. And just turning that into something that I can do for other people. People always come to me with advice and, hey, Todd, you've been in leadership, you've been in management. How do we do this? How would you approach this situation? And finally, I was like, you know what? I love doing this. I love advising people, mentoring people, and helping people along their journey. So I said, let's turn this into a business and make something of it. And it's going really well so far. I really enjoy it. So the objectives today are going to be a couple things. And if you see me looking down, I've got my notes in front of my screen here just so I stay on topic, because I do tend to ramble. And I want to make sure that I make the best use of your time here today. So my goal is to do 3 things. I want to give you tools, insights, and strategies so that you can be successful as leaders, whether that be in a business or a nonprofit organization, a church, or even your family, because a lot of these strategies transcend a lot of boundaries between even parenting and upper level management, believe it or not. So if you have children, which some of you on the chat I know have children, these strategies will be applicable for you at home with your families. So let's jump into this right away. I'm going to start with a story of a client that I worked with this summer. And I'm not going to use the name or any specifics about the client, just kind of because there's going to be some negative things that I share about the situation that we turned around so that you can understand kind of what I did, how I did it, and the reasons that I did it. So I was called into a small business in the Grand Rapids area, and there was an owner, a manager, and then approximately 7 to 8 employees that were at this small business. And what was going on was kind of chaos. They didn't have real form or structure with what they were doing. And they were working and they were working really hard, but they weren't accomplishing anything. And they were kind of working against each other at times, which is kind of a something that you don't want as a business owner. Um, so what I did was I went in there, I met with the owner, I met with the manager, and then I was also able to talk with some of the employees and get their insights about how they felt things were going. And what I learned was that the owner had expectations that they wanted met, but they didn't communicate all of those expectations with the manager. And so the manager was supposed to be managing and delegating to the employees. And the manager was not necessarily delegating and managing very well. So the owner thought that's what the manager was doing, but that is not what the manager was doing. So the owner would come in and see things not going well and then just say, well, I'll just do it myself. Let me just jump in there and do it. And so you can see where the owner, who was supposed to be doing high level things, was now jumping down to the employee level and completing their tasks for them because they weren't doing them. And the owner was mad about that. And the employees knew that, but the employees were never given direction from management to do those things. So you can see that this is kind of a communication breakdown on all levels. So what I did was I said, we need to kind of align the ships. We need to get everything in alignment because alignment is key. So if you have just kind of some input from you guys, if you are watching this and you have some challenges within your organization, your business, or wherever, put those in the chat and let's see if we can maybe address some of those towards the end. So moving into what I started to do. So what I want you to do is I want you to envision yourself in an airplane. And most of us has been in an airplane and we've flown over a body of water. So I want you to pretend that you're in an airplane and you're flying over a large lake on a 90-degree Saturday afternoon, 4th of July. So what do you envision the lake is going to look like? It's going to have boats and sea-doos and water skiers and dads flipping kids off tubes and all sorts of craziness going on. And if you've been in a plane and seen a lake from above, you know that boats have this little trail of, white water that goes up. So you can see which direction the boat is going. What does that lake look like? Which direction are the boats going? They're going everywhere, right? It's just kind of chaos. There's boats and sea-doos, they're going every which direction. And that's what this business looked like when I came to it. The owner was trying to do certain things, but then jumping down to do other things that they shouldn't necessarily be doing. The manager was doing certain things that they shouldn't have been doing and not directing the employees. The employees were really receiving very little direction. So they were kind of working really hard to do a good job, but they didn't have direction. They didn't have alignment. So it kind of looked like that lake on the 4th of July, just everything going everywhere. Now what I want you to do is I want you to pretend that you're in that same airplane and you've flown a little bit further, and now you're over the Atlantic Ocean, and on your phone, right before you put it on airplane mode, you got a notification that you are going to be flying over the U.S. Navy, who is going to be repositioning their fleet for maintenance. If you've ever seen a picture of the U.S. Navy moving a fleet, it's impressive because oftentimes they will travel in formation, sometimes a big chevron, or sometimes they're in columns, but they are all going in the same direction. They are all in line. They are all moving with purpose. And that is a powerful image. That's what I needed to help this business do. They needed to align their people. And so here's what we started with. You need to have a mission and a vision. And I know you're watching this and you're saying, Todd, like everybody knows that they need to have a mission and a vision. We've heard this 1,000 times. This is basic business 101, organization 101. Yup. And how many businesses and organizations know what their mission and vision are? I'd say less than half. And the reason I say that is because they don't live and they don't work and they don't move like they know what it is. So if a business is really tied to its mission and its vision, it permeates every aspect of it. And I'm going to show you what that is throughout the way. I've already planted some seeds for you that you don't know that I've planted. But when we're talking about tools, insights, and strategies, these are the things that you need to implant and permeate your entire organization and business. So what I did was, with this business, I said, we need to come up with a mission and vision of what exactly your business is attempting to do. Yes, you're there to make money. That's kind of a given. But how are we going to do that? How do you want that to look? How do you want that to feel, smell, sniff, whatever it is? How do you want that to go for your business? So we had to clearly communicate the goals. And so I'm just going to read these off here. So forgive me for looking down for a little bit. But what they came up with is they wanted to establish a relationship with their customer. They wanted to learn the needs of each individual customer. They wanted to educate their customers on the products that they can use for their needs. They wanted to provide them with that product. And then they wanted to educate them on how to use their product so that they became informed, responsible, and trusted members of their community. Okay, that's really great. So I'm going to go back to some of my teaching days, and I'm going to give you an idea of a watermelon. And what we did was we took a whole big idea as the outside of the watermelon, and now we drilled down inside to the seed. We had a seed moment there. And that's exactly what this mission did. It drilled down to the very finite aspects of the business and then grew it out from there. So I use a lot of visuals because I've been in so many trainings myself where it's just and it's talk, and you feel like the Peanuts character, Charlie Brown, and the teachers and the trainers, and you kind of just start going, oh my gosh, so many words. So I like to use a lot of visual representation for you so that you can understand and kind of ingrain some of this in your mind. So once we had these 5 things, drilling down to the finite thing of educating the customer on the product so that they became informed, responsible, and trusted members of the community. That was something that the owner could action. Like, okay, I can action those action items. The manager was able to turn those into actionable items as well. And then we were able to look at the sales employees and say, hey, this incorporates you as well. These are things that you can do specifically. So when a customer comes in and they say, hey, yep, I'm here for X, Y, and Z over here. Well, let's get to know our customers a little bit. Let's talk to them. Okay, what exactly are you looking to do with this product? Well, I want product X, Y, and Z because I'm going to go do A, B, and C. Oh, well, if you're going to go do A, B, and C, then should you have product A, B, and C? And then the customer goes, oh, well, I guess I thought that's what I was doing. No. So as the sales employees, they're the experts on the products. Customers may think they know, but if they're not experts in their products, they may not necessarily know what they're looking for. So it is the sales employee's job to inform them and educate them so that they know exactly what the customer is looking for, and then they can better provide them with the product that they need. Barbara, I see you on the chat. Thanks for joining us. So once we connected that with the sales employees, now we've got at least some alignment between ownership, management, and sales employees, because now they all have a common mission that they're all moving towards and working towards. So now what I did with the owner, as I said, this provides you with an opportunity to do check-ins with your employees. So it's going to look like this. And I'm going to kind of role play this for you so you can envision what this may look like in your business or organization. And I'm going to keep things general so you'll be able to apply this to whatever your situation is. Excuse me. So situation A, we've got Jimmy, the sales guy, and he's helping a customer at the counter, and he's providing them with education. He's giving them the product. He's learning about their situation, what they intend to use the product for, and giving them really great information and education on what best suits their needs. So after this transaction is done, the customer leaves and they're happy. You kind of just go up to Jimmy and say, "Hey, Jimmy, I heard what you were doing over there. That was a really excellent job. Keep it up. Way to go." And then walk away. Walk away and leave it alone. And the owner said, "Well, why would I just walk away? Just like drop that in Jimmy's lap and leave it?" Yes. Yes. And here's why. Not everybody can take positive encouragement well. And you may say, "Well, that's crazy, Todd. Like people love positivity." Yes, but they don't like the attention. So I want you to think about little kids' birthday parties. You got a 4-year-old and you got 30 family members singing to this 4-year-old, and you've seen the videos on TV or on YouTube where the little kid starts looking around and they're crying, and then they smash the cake, and then they're like, "Oh my gosh," because the little kid couldn't handle the attention. They couldn't handle the positivity. I've experienced this with my students when I was a teacher. There were kids who thrived on that positive interaction. And then there were kids who, if I would give them positive encouragement or positive affirmation, they would self sabotage and do something bad because they couldn't handle it. They didn't like that. It didn't feel good and they didn't know how to internalize that. Now, there's a lot of psychology behind that, and I won't get into that. But what I learned is when you're giving that positive affirmation, if you're not sure if your employee handles that well or not, you just drop it in their lap, leave it, and it's unemotional. You don't even have to smile about it. You just drop it, leave it, and go. So, "Hey, Jimmy, I saw that sales transaction. You knocked that out of the park. Good job. See you later." And then walk away. If Jimmy wants more information on that, or that made Jimmy feel good, Jimmy may come up to you later and say, "Hey, boss, you said I did a really good job back there. Like, what did you see that was good that you liked?" Ah, now you've got the hook set, and you know that Jimmy is seeking more information. This is an excellent time for you to coach and mentor and further that. You could say, "Well, Jimmy, when that customer came in, they said they wanted X, Y, and Z, but they said they wanted to use it for A, B, and C. And we have a product A, B, and C that is for A, B, and C. And that is exactly what you told them about. You educated them on, and you showed them the differences between the two products that they were looking at. And ultimately, it's their decision, and they chose the product that you recommended." That's fantastic because now that customer is going to leave with more information, more knowledge, and they're going to feel more in charge of their own success. And we provided that for them. That was a fantastic job. Okay, great. Now, let's look at the opposite side of that same transaction. Let's say customer comes in and they want X, Y, and Z. Jimmy learns that they will want it for A, B, and C, but he still sells them X, Y, and Z. Well, then you can go up to Jimmy and say, "Hey, Jimmy, how did that transaction go?" I think it went well. I sold them this, X, Y, and Z. Okay. Well, I heard them say that they wanted it for A, B, and C. Yes. Yes, they did. Well, how come you didn't provide them with the opportunity to look at product A, B, and C? Because I think that would have been a better fit. Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about that. That's okay, Jimmy. We'll get another customer in and we'll try this again. So you can still be positive, but use those opportunities to coach and mentor along, and regular feedback sessions. So, what does this look like in a practical day-to-day application for you as the leader, owner, manager, whatever position you're in your business or organization or your family? Maybe you're the dad, the mom. What does this look like on a day-to-day basis? Well, I like to do what I call water cooler conversations. Water cooler conversations are exactly what you think of it as. The old office days where there's a water cooler and people kind of go to get a drink of water and they're all kind of just standing around talking about the game last night or the date that they had or what they're going to do on the weekend or whatever. So as the leader of your business or organization, those are prime opportunities because they're informal. That is not that boss employee relationship. Everybody's just there getting a drink of water, hanging out. So you can go in your water cooler conversations and get your cup of water, whatever. You're in the lunchroom, you're reheating your spaghetti from last night, whatever it is. And Jimmy is sitting there having his sandwich of whatever. So you go in there and you can just say, just like we talked about before, "Hey, Jimmy, I saw your interaction with that customer who came in earlier today. Knocked it out of the park. Way to go." Done. Walk away. Or you can drop a tool, strategy, or insight into there. You can say, hey, Jimmy, I saw how you really listened to that customer explain what they were going to use that product for. Way to go. Nicely done. So, what I'm doing here is I'm planting a seed for you right now, you that are watching this right now. And I'm going to let you know what that is right now. Vocabulary. Now, think back to your school days. Everybody hates vocabulary. But if I give you a new word like swath or bevy, that's funny. Some of you will know why that's funny. Um, and you're not sure what that is. If I teach you what that word is, and then I use that word in a sentence, and then I give you a situation in which that word is used, you have now learned a new vocabulary word and you know exactly what that is. So I've been talking about tools, insights, and strategies for the past 20 minutes. You probably know what those are, but now we're going to give you some specifics. So think about where we're at right now. I don't know when you're watching this. This is going to get posted to YouTube when I'm done with it. So this is October of 2024, and we are about a month away from the presidential election of 2024. There are political ads on the TV, on the internet, on your phone. Everywhere you look, there are political ads for whatever races are in your local area, and obviously the presidential race. And what do you notice about these ads? You hate them because they're annoying, but they say the same thing every time. It's really the same 3 or 4 ads that just run and run and run. And then when you go to talk about, politics with your friends and neighbors, you probably repeat the things that you hear in the commercials because that's the thing that you hear the most. That's what you need to do as a leader in your organization is repeat the same message and repeat the strategies and vocabulary that you want your people to use. So, if you're on here and you're watching this, I'm guessing you're probably a parent. If you're an adult, if if you have a family, have you ever told your children something one time and then it got done? No. Even if you're a parent of a human, even if you're a dog parent, and I'm sure I know one of you on here is the parent of a dog, several dogs. So you don't get your dogs to obey by saying sit and then they just sit. No, you have to train them, right? And it's kind of funny that we get annoyed with our kids, but not necessarily with our dogs when we have to train them because it's a training process. We have to train our kids, train our dogs, train our employees. Really, all of our employees are just kids that aren't related to us. They're our kids. And that's kind of how we need to treat them, not in a childish way, but just like that's the relationship that we have. We need to mentor, we need to coach them, we need to be kind with them, we need to instruct them, we need to be firm with them, a lot like a parenting relationship. So when we are giving feedback to our employees, we want to use the language from our mission and our vision. So I talked about that a little while ago. I'm going to give you my mission statement for People First Coaching and Consulting. All right. And you're going to catch some things here. I'm not going to read the whole thing. My mission is to equip current and aspiring leaders with tools, insights, and strategies so that they can excel in their roles. Through personalized coaching, cutting-edge leadership development programs, and tailored consultation services, I help leaders cultivate respect, resilience, and excellence, enabling them to make lasting impacts on their organizations and communities. So over the past 23 minutes, how many times have you heard me say tools, insights, and strategies? I was planting those seeds from the very beginning so that it permeated our entire conversation. Those are the 3 driving points in People First Coaching and Consulting. That's what I provide my clients and my customers is tools, insights, and strategies. And that's what I've been talking about with you. Now, you probably feel like, oh, wow, I know how to use tools, insights, and strategies in a variety of ways. So tie this to your mission. Whatever it is, your mission, make sure that you know what it is. And if your mission is not something that you're excited about, passionate about, that you see infused in your business or organization, why? Then change it. Because a lot of people have, businesses and organizations, they do their mission and their vision, and they say, okay, yep, we have a mission and vision. And then 6 months later, you ask them what that is, and they cannot tell you. I've been involved with a church. Same thing. They had a mission and a vision statement. They had a committee create it. And a year later, nobody knows what it is because it wasn't infused into the daily language of their business. They weren't working with it. If you come up with a mission and a vision that you are passionate about, that is actionable, that you can incorporate into the daily business of your business, in your customers, in your sales employees, then just like the Navy, it aligns all the ships for you. You're always focused on the same direction, going in the same direction, doing the same thing, and you're doing things with a purpose for what you need to do for your business. I know it sounds repetitive, but it really is the best thing. So this client that I worked with this summer, and you heard the story. So their mission was to establish a relationship with the customer, learn the needs of each individual customer, educate them on the best product for their needs, provide them with that product, and then educate them how to use that product so that they become informed, responsible, and trusted members of that community and the customer base, obviously. Did they accomplish that? Absolutely. I was able to go in there and run a staff meeting for them where I was part of that alignment. All those the boats on 4th of July that are going every which way in every direction, we were able to turn them into the Navy. Which you guys are the Navy. Awesome. Way to go. And anyways, we got them aligned and moving in the same direction. And so now, like, I go visit that store. My official position with them has ended. So now I just go in there, and every once in a while I need a product from the store. I'll go there because I have a relationship with them. And when I walk in that store, I can feel the difference. They have a good climate and culture. The employees know what the employees should be doing. The manager knows what the manager is supposed to be doing and is managing and delegating. And the owner is no longer jumping down here to do employee tasks because they have alignment. They know what they're supposed to be doing. So it worked out really, really well. I was super pleased that I still have contact with them. They say things are going fantastic over there. So I'm not going to pat myself on the back for that because they're doing the work. But I helped them see what they needed to do. And again, it wasn't hard stuff. It wasn't complex. We didn't need charts and graphs and, to go through personality profiles or anything like that. It was all easy stuff. And that's the thing that I focus on. I never teach something hard. It's always easy. You just have to know how to do it and do it in the right way and at the right time. Because sometimes you can do the right thing at the wrong time and then it's the wrong thing. You have to do the right thing at the right time to make it the right thing. So that kind of wraps up this webinar. If there are any questions, if you have any questions, you can put in the chat. Feel free. If you don't, you can just give me a thumbs up and say, Todd, that was awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate it. I'll give you a couple seconds to put something in the chat if there's anything. But yeah. Thank you for this. This is going to get posted to YouTube as a video. So if you missed it or you're watching this later, feel free to reach out to me. You can reach out to me via, the comment section on YouTube, or my email is todd@peoplefirstcoachingconsulting.com. You can feel free to reach out there as well. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'd love to establish a relationship with you and see if there's something that I can do for your business or your organization, or sometimes, you're a leader of something that is not a business, is not an organization. Here's a comment. Well, there's a plant right here. Somebody said I need a plant in the background. This is grass. It's little green grasses. They're cool. I like them. Or do you want a bigger plant? Oh, the peanut gallery. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you for the positive feedback, Marissa. Thank you for that. So I'm going to end this now. I don't see any questions rolling in, but thank you for joining me today. I appreciate it. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out in the comments, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And thank you for joining me. We'll see you next time.